Adding integers. Let's start by adding -8 plus -3. There's a lot of ways to do this. You could use integer counters or chips, or you could use a number line. Let's use integer chips. So we have -8, now we need -3. We can see that there's a total of -11. Notice both numbers we have here are negative, so that the answer became negative, and that we added the 8 and the 3, which was 11. Here we have a similar problem. We're adding -120 plus -10. Just like the last problem, we have both are negative, so our answer is going to be negative. And since these are both negative, we're putting them all together and figuring out how many negatives there are together. So we got 120 plus 10, that's 130 negatives, or -130. We have -16 plus -40. They're both negative. We're adding them together, so we're going to find out the total number of negatives. So we got negative answer, and we find the absolute value of 16 plus the absolute value of 40 is 40. We want to find out what the total is, so we got 6 plus 0 is 6. 1 plus 4 is 5, so we have an answer of -56. -16 plus -40 makes -56. So the rule for adding two integers with the same sign is the answer keeps that sign and you add their absolute values. Now this problem is a little bit different. We have a positive 8 plus a -3. Again, you could use integer chips or a number line. Let's try using integer chips. So we've got positive 8 plus a -3. And we know that a positive 1 and a -1 together become 0, so they kill each other and become 0. We don't need them anymore. This pair becomes a 0 as well, and this pair becomes a 0 as well. And we can see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positives left. So the answer of 8 plus -3 is positive 5. Notice that we had different signs, and in this case the answer came out positive. And did we add the 8 and absolute value of -3? No. We had 8 minus 3. 8 plus a -3 was really like 8 minus 3. We have 91 plus a -53. These numbers are too big for me to use integer chips, so I need to figure out the rule so that I can add these two integers. Well, they have different signs, so in the end we're going to have to figure out what sign it will be. The last problem, we noticed that because they have different signs, we subtract them. So we've got 91 minus the absolute value of this, so 91 minus 53 is 38. So our answer is going to be 38, and we need to decide, is the answer going to be positive or negative? Well, let's look at these numbers and decide which one's more powerful, which one has the larger absolute value. Well, we can see that the 91 is more powerful Therefore, when 91 and negative 53 fight, there's going to be more positives left over. So the answer is positive 38. Here we have negative 871 plus 32. They have different signs, so we'll have to figure out the sign in the end when we find the answer. And because they have different signs, even though we're adding, we have to subtract them because some of these negatives are going to fight with some of these positives and become 0. So we subtract 871 minus 32. So our answer is 839, and we need to decide if it's a positive or negative answer. Well, let's look and see what the absolute values of these are and decide which one's more powerful. Is this negative more powerful, or is the positive number more powerful? Well, clearly there's a lot more negatives here, so that when negative 871 battles it out with positive 32, the answer is going to have to end up being negative because there's more negatives in this problem. So when you add integers with different signs, you need to subtract their absolute values and take the sign of the more powerful integer, the one with the larger absolute value.